Jesse Ventura, one of the factors that's been attributed to our success in Iraq is that the Iraqi people have a national identity as Iraqis. One of the problems with Afghanistan is that it's more of a tribal village social structure. Speaking strictly from your experience in Vietnam, did the NVA and the VC have that national identity, or were they more of a village?
Worse than that. I just learned from reading Colonel Prouty's book that Vietnam was also a religious war. Here's what happened, and I'll say it quick. In 1954, you had the Battle of Dien Bien Phu, which was essentially where the Vietnamese overran the French garrison and officially divided the country into South and North.
Yep.
All right, here was the problem. When they divided the country into South and North, the South had no government. How do you divide a country where you have a government and the other one don't? So what we did, we went and got Diem, put him in as president. He was in exile. He came from the North, actually. We then took our ships and transportation and we moved 1.1 million Christian Vietnamese out of the North and transported them to the South. Now they're like refugees. You've got a village life down there, and in comes this outside entity. Diem made two major mistakes. The first thing he did, he got rid of the French and threw them out of the country. Well, the French were the police in this village economy, so now you got no police. He also took the Chinese and threw them out. Well, guess what the Chinese were? They were the economy. In this little village economy, they brought their rice. They sold their rice to the Chinese, and that they would give them the essentials of life, maybe clean water, whatever else. Now they're gone. So you got no police, no economy. So all these little villages then became, for lack of a better term, bandido villages. So ultimately, we were fighting the very villagers in the South, because the North, Diem made them the new government. All these 1.1 million Christian Vietnamese that they moved from the North to the South then became the government, and that was like moving in the Shiites to the Sunnis over there. They weren't liked by the others. And the reason it's proof is true, imagine for a moment if we went to war against Canada. Wouldn't you expect all the fighting to be on the border? Correct? Logical, right? We'd be fighting on the border. Yet in Vietnam, the major fighting was down in the Mekong Delta, in the South. That would be the equivalent of fighting Canada, but all the battles are going to take place in Florida. Now, what's the logic of that? It ain't. There's where Colonel Fletcher Prouty proves to me he's right again. And that's where I learned all this, was reading that same book. It gives you a whole new outlook on history from World War II, when we dropped the bomb, to today. The whole Cold War was set up. And I know that when I go to LA now, and I'm there often, for some reason all of my drivers come from Russia. I don't know why, but like 5 out of 6, right? And they can all speak pretty good English now. And I love to talk to them, and I ask them, you know, when we had all this hostility between our countries, I said, what were you being told? You know what they said? We were being told we had to stop the capitalist imperialists from taking over the world. Now, I recall we were being told we have to stop the domino effect from communism from taking over the world. Sounds pretty orchestrated, doesn't it, people? Of getting two halves of the world to hate each other for no damn reason and go to war and do all this to support who? Halliburton? Who are these corporate entities that profit off war? Always remember that. Whenever there's a war, you will have people making huge profits. Always. Last couple questions, then we'll sign books. Yes, ma'am.
You had mentioned that you work